What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have some huge topics to discuss. Firstly, in regards to a number 9 that we are expected to sign in next summer, the summer of 2026. As of right now, Julian Alvarez is the dream signing for Joan Laporta, who's already working on the deal internally for next summer. We'll discuss that and other options. Of course, this summer, right now, left wing is the main priority, following Joan Garcia being a done deal. Diaz, the main option. Price point a bit different there with Liverpool. We have other options as well, like Nico Williams, Marcus Rashford, and also the name of Ivan Perisic is gaining a lot of momentum. In regards to sales, we have some updates around Ansu Fati, the conditions of Lenglet's exit, also around Gerard Martin, who is attracting some interest from Premier League clubs, and this of course will entail the signing of Alejandro Grimaldo. You sell Gerard Martin for 12, you sign Grimaldo for about 15. That would be the biggest upgrade in Barcelona I've ever seen in my life. Also, of course, the big update on the future of the captain Ter Stegen. He's had some huge problem now with the fan base recently. Didn't travel to Inter on purpose, didn't take the captain speech after the Villarreal game on purpose. Barcelona board and Barcelona fans not happy with him. An exit seems inevitable. It just really comes down to how it happens. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number 1 Foot. Number 1 Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me 2 kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like, the stitching is fantastic, the quality is, superb. Feels like I have the actual, original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. The first piece of news we do have is in regards to Joan Garcia, which of course a few days ago I did the Here We Go video, as that deal is now official and confirmed. According to Fermin Martinez Mundo Deportivo, to help Barcelona with the wage cap issue and also amortization, Joan Garcia will now sign a 6-year deal instead of the initially broke 5-year deal. In return, the club improved the salary conditions a little bit in the later years of the contract. Everyone involved was very happy with the new terms, and again, Barcelona expect to finalize Joan Garcia's signing in the coming days with all the contract documents are signed. Once the €25 million release clause is paid, he will be officially joining the club. So again, his deal now is going to be a bit longer than usual. And also we have some reports about the behind the scenes of this deal from Gerard Martin. He said that after Deco had done his part with the player's agent, the sporting director organized a face-to-face meeting after the league season was over with Joan Garcia to personally explain the project to him. Deco then invited the player to a second dinner the following week after the player had received other strong offers. Deco explained to him that he is a goalkeeper for both the present and the future of Barcelona. Joan Garcia left the dinner excited about Barcelona's project and didn't give a definitive yes until a later dinner with his family and his agent. So it took 2 meetings and a little bit of convincing, but we got Joan Garcia in the end. That is the most important thing. A new goalkeeper going into the season. The first time a goalkeeper has been changed at Barcelona in 11 years. It's going to be a big change, but a change that is necessary. And again, this deal will become official once the release clause is paid. Most likely, I would say at some point next week. Now, following the signing of Joan Garcia, Deco is now going to be shifting his focus to the next target on our list, which is, of course, the left winger signing, where we could see multiple left wingers being signed. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona currently have these 4 players on their mind for the summer transfer window. Joan Garcia done, Grimaldo, if Gerard Martin leaves, we'll talk about that later on, then Diaz, and also Ivan Perisic. Let's discuss those updates. Firstly, on Luis Diaz. Roger has come out saying that if Luis Diaz leaves Liverpool, it will only be for Barcelona. The player has completely rejected the idea of playing in Saudi. He and his father have always followed Barca and wish to play there someday. Ronaldo came out saying though that as of right now, Diaz still remains the dream for Barcelona, but he's too expensive for the club. Marcus Rashford still remains a decent option on the table. Also, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona is going to go all out for Luis Diaz. Isn't really thinking about Nico Williams right now or Rashford. Diaz is the main target that's strengthening their forward line. Barcelona has ruled out listening to the option of Nico Williams. Rafael Leao has been offered to Barcelona recently as well, but he's generated a lot of doubt due to his inconsistency, and Barcelona already know that this summer Leao would cost less than last summer. Barcelona, again, priority remains the same. It is with Luis Diaz. So again, we're going to try for Luis Diaz. We might get shut down pretty quickly and pretty effectively, but that is kind of Barcelona's pursuit right now, to try for Luis Diaz. Will we wait? I really hope we don't wait. I think waiting would be absolutely idiotic. I think we go there. What's your price? 80. You have any room to wiggle? No. Get the hell out of there. To be fair, I watched Diaz against Argentina. He fucking cooked. He cooked. I mean, I'm watching that thinking Deco might have some talent IQ. That's how good Luis Diaz was, but for that price, it is of course astronomical. Another option that both the reports did talk about was for Nico Williams. In this little section here, Ben Aid basically comes out and explains why Nico Williams is still an option for the club. Nothing is really ruled out. I'm not going to bore you and read everything. Apparently, we wanted to talk to him after the Dortmund game in the quarterfinal, whatever it may be, but the media reception around Nico from the Barcelona side, it is very negative. We're hearing right now that Bayern Munich had 2 meetings with Nico Williams and are very, very keen on signing him and are also willing to meet his salary demands. Keep in mind, he wants minimum 250,000 euros per week, which again at Barcelona would make him the 3rd highest payer straight in out of nowhere. So unless he lowers his demands, 150, 180, ain't no way he's coming to Barcelona. Next option, of course, we did hit at was Marcus Rashford. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona likes the player a lot. There's been meetings with his brother, who's his agent. He's been trying to, get the Barcelona many times. He would have came if, Ansu Fati didn't left in January. Again, all this mumbo jumbo that basically Rashford's gonna wait and die on the sword of trying to go to Barcelona. So he's doing his part from the player side, but it remains to be seen what Barcelona do in regards to Luis Diaz. Once Luis Diaz's deal is kind of, officially well and truly ruled out, be very, very interesting to see what Barcelona's next move will be. It could be that of Rashford, who is going to be sitting there waiting for Barcelona until the end of July. And if we don't make a move for him, or if he's not someone, then he'll move on. But he's going to sit there and wait for us. And I respect that. But there is a left winger that Barcelona, not guaranteed signing, but are going to be hopefully making a push for as an alternative option. And that is Ivan Perisic. You're probably wondering, Barca boy, 35-year-old winger who's washed. What is the point? Ivan Perisic is going to be a signing in addition to our top left winger. He is not going to be the top left winger. We'll bring in a left winger that's, world class. Then Perisic will be that reserve option. Keep in mind, we have no winger depth right now in the team. Then Diaz is injured. Ansu Fati is going to leave. Pablo is going to leave. Ferran Torres is going to be playing up front because Lewandowski's minutes, I suspect, will be reduced heavily. So you need some winger coverage as well. So we're looking at Perisic. There are reports coming in from the Dutch media that broke the news saying that Ivan Perisic wants to play for a top Spanish club, and Barcelona is the one he prefers a destination with. He has already turned down Olympique Marseille, and it's only open moving away from PSV if it's for a La Liga club. There has been contact between Perisic and Barcelona as well, but the club has made no promises and there's no current indications that they intend to sign him. So Barcelona have shown interest, and Perisic does have a contract renewal offer on the table from PSV, and he will accept it only if Barcelona cannot sign him. And then we got the reports coming in from the Spanish media. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Ivan Perisic is keen on joining Barcelona. He'd come in for free and serve as a backup in the attack. Alongside his main position as a left winger, he's also capable of playing on the right hand side as a striker, even as a fullback, both on either side. And this is something that Hansi Flick values a lot. His wages, of course, will not be an issue, and his main motivation is to stay at the top level ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Now, Santi Ona have also come out saying that Ivan Perisic is interested in Barcelona, and they've already held talks with Hansi Flick, who is interested in bringing him to the club. For now, Perisic has put his contract extension with PSV on hold, and as he prefers to wait and see if Barcelona's opportunity does, in fact, materialize. Keep in mind, Hansi Flick did coach Perisic with Bayern Munich when they beat us 8-2, when they won the Champions League in COVID, when Perisic was a big part of that team. He was the main bet of Hansi Flick. And finally, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that even Perisic is an option discussed internally by Barcelona, as reported before. He's a low-cost alternative who's waiting for Barcelona despite a new contract on the table from PSV for him as well. He's really appreciated by Hansi Flick as well for his preference despite his age. But it's not done yet. It's just an option, not a priority. He didn't mention there how this is going to be another option on top of the main left winger. Of course, the main left winger, I'm losing my mind. I'm not even gonna watch or participate in next season. But him coming in as an alternative, I wouldn't mind. I think that was the only reason why I'd be against it is it will take away minutes from the youngsters. Your Tony Fernandez, Ibrahim Diarra, Daniel Rodriguez, these kind of players that can come and have that moment. He will be taking the minutes away from them. But if you want to go for experience and really go for the forward trophy next season, I don't mind Perisic. I think he's a good player. He's done very well with PSV in the last championship campaign as well. Played some good games against Arsenal despite losing, I think, 7-1, I think 1-1 in the second leg, whatever it may be. But really, really good option. Again, super versatile. Right, left wing, right, left back as well. Him being able to play on the fullback is going to be huge. I think this would be a decent signing. Again, the only down part would be taking away minutes from the youngsters. So we'll wait and see what the club do. Perisic looking like it could be a reserve option. We'll wait and see what we do in the top in regards to the top left winger. We're looking at Luis Diaz as of right now, but we are moving quite slowly. So it remains to be seen what happens in the next few weeks. But keep your eyes on Barcelona, maybe potentially signing 2 left wingers instead of 1. Now, an offer that has been received by Barcelona, which has been also rejected, is a swap deal offered by Chelsea, according to Mundo Deportivo, which was Nkunku for Fermin straight swap. This has been confirmed now by quite a few outlets. Quite a stupid move by Barcelona, of course, to accept it. We have correctly rejected it, but interesting to see that other clubs now are taking notice and taking some acknowledgement of how good Fermin Lopez is. I think Fermin Lopez is an astonishing player that's going to be growing into something much better. I think he's going to be better than Florian Wirtz, I think, in a year or two. That's how good and that's how high his ceiling is, in my opinion, from the 2 seasons now that I've seen with Barcelona. This is an easy rejection, but the fact that we offered it is quite interesting, so wait and see what happens in the future, maybe in regards to Nkunku. But this proposal was received by Barcelona and hence was rejected. Now, a player that's becoming a serious option for Barcelona this summer is, of course, Alejandro Grimaldo as a left-back reinforcement. According to multiple reports, that if Barcelona do sell Gerard Martin, he would be the first candidate on Barcelona's list. Joaquin Pereira from Sport came out saying that Barcelona has decided to listen to offers of Gerard Martin in the summer. However, any particular transfer will not be forced and the final decision will lie with the player. In the event of his departure, the club will look to sign either Grimaldo or Joan Garcia. Apparently, Grimaldo has this sort of secret release clause of like 15 to 18 million euros, which of course is dirt cheap for the quality of the player. But interesting to see if Barcelona do make a move for him. And if not, I'm surprised it's not a whole line of clubs ready to go out there and sign Grimaldo for the talent that he is. But having Grimaldo and Balde as left backs is an absolute cheat code beyond belief, and probably too much of a cheat code as well. So wait and see. Again, it comes down to the future of Gerard Martin, which we'll discuss in a few minutes. But if we do sell a left back, Grimaldo and Joan Garcia, the main 2 options to be coming in. Now, as everyone knows, this upcoming summer in 2026, the main target for Barcelona that summer will be to sign a new striker. As of right now, Julian Alvarez taking the main cake as the big option. According to Candacer, Barcelona wants to sign Julian Alvarez next year when Lewandowski leaves the club. Joan Laporta is already internally mentioning his name a lot. We've heard names like Erling Haaland, Alexander Isak, and now Julian Alvarez can be added to that category. Fantastic player. Not too much. I think he's a world class. I think Julian Alvarez is fantastic. He's just a bit short for what I want in a Barcelona striker, especially with you going to be doing a lot of hold-up play, helping in on corners, being a threat in the air. That's why I kind of prefer Erling Haaland or Alexander Isak. But I'd be excited for his signing, but I think in that regards, I would be a bit concerned. I think it comes down really to what prices are going to be next summer. Who's going to be available for what price? I think that will, of course, dictate quite a bit. But the fact that we are showing interest in Julian Alvarez, I think, is massive. He's world-class, fantastic season, first season with Atletico Madrid, and we'll wait and see what we do in 2076 in regards to a new striker. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past few days. First up, an update on a confirmed departure in Clement Lenglet. Both Atletico Madrid and Barcelona made the deal official. Contract termination with Barcelona, joins for free. Atletico 3-year contract. According to Gigantes, Lenglet leaving Barcelona saved the club over 20 million euros, which significantly clears more room for the 25-26 and 26-27 FFP, having received 1.5 to become a free agent and going to Madrid as well. In fact, Sport have come out saying that Lenglet will terminate his contract with Barcelona and he will save 16 million euros. And following the mutual agreement to contract termination, Barcelona saved 32 million euros gross. 16 was supposed to be earning each season as well. And apparently, Lenglet did give up the full remaining part of his salary. So again, let's say for example his salary was 16. I thought we're going to pay him, of course, joining whatever 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then the extra Lenglet has given up. So shout out to Clem. I mean, we'll hold our hands up. You were a pain in the ass for the past few summers, but you can pull through on this one and left with ease before June 30th as well. So wish you all the best, Atletico, unless it's against us. But a nice, good, perfect early departure for Barcelona that will have a monumental impact in regards to FFP. The closest departure following Clement Lenglet for Barcelona is Ansu Fati. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona and Monaco are looking to secure a deal for Ansu and his salary. There has been some talk of a loan, but Barcelona have not ruled out the possibility of doing a deal on the permanent side. Of course, that will benefit Barcelona's future massively. Also, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Ansu will return to his vacation to accelerate his transfer to Monaco, although several details need to be finalized. The tax benefit of Monaco and how Ansu can avail them is a point. Moreover, Barcelona want a permanent transfer after the loan, while Monaco wants to have an option to buy. Fati's camp sees this as a complication. Price tag of around 15 may have come up, but it's still up in the air, plus what percentage of the salary each club plays remains to be decided. It ultimately appears that Barcelona will pay at least 50%. That would be fucking catastrophic. So again, all we know right now is that Ansu Fati has agreed personal terms with Monaco and wants to move. Between Barcelona and Monaco, not much is really agreed to avail tax benefits. Ansu needs to prove that he resides in Monaco for at least 183 days of the year, which ultimately points to him being there preferably at some point this month, especially if it's going to be a loan deal. The latest report is that Barcelona apparently rejected Monaco's first offer. They apparently offered a loan with an option to buy for around 12 million and covering half his salary. Barcelona have in fact rejected it. We heard the deal was imminent. Now all of a sudden things are changing. I guess this deal is just too complicated. The main reason for that, of course, is the wage of Ansu Fati on 160,000 euros per week. We have to be paying less than half. There's no way we should be paying more than 20%, especially if he's going on loan. I would do a permanent transfer if you want to do 15, 20 million plus a sell-on clause, whatever it may be. That for me would be the most beneficent way of doing it. But all this mumbo jumbo and us covering his salary is just too crazy for me, and it just shows that this is going to be not a major problem, but it's going to be not as easy as we expected. We all thought, oh, Ansu agreed terms, we're good, but now Barcelona and Monaco finding a deal is getting a little bit complicated. The expectation is that we will again reach an agreement with Monaco in the end, but it won't be as easy as people do expect. For me, as long as we're paying less than 20% of his salary for next season, I'll take it. Now, the departure that will be as simple as can be, hopefully, is the exit of Oriol Romeu. Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Romeu is the only player whose future still needs a solution. The player has assumed he's not in the club's plan. You assume correctly, although Flick or Barca has not communicated anything to him. As of right now, he's waiting for a meeting with Deco. Girona does not rule out the option again, but it is a distant approach, which means that Girona are not really interested. We're kind of just hoping they're interested. According to reports, we're looking at a contract termination, which probably means paying him a little bit. So wait and see what happens with the future of Oriol Romeu. I think nothing too crazy for Barcelona to worry about, just about really the conditions and how things are going to proceed later on. Now, the player departure that Barcelona are not really desperate for, but really want to happen, and it will be, of course, the most complicated one, that is for Marc-André Ter Stegen. We've now got the here we go from Romano for Joan Garcia. Now we need the official statement from Barcelona to officially get things rolling for Ter Stegen. Ferran Carrasco came out saying that Barcelona will announce in the coming weeks the first signing of the summer. Joan Garcia, once it's official, the club will address Ter Stegen, and as having of course Tech renew as well. Those 3 goalkeepers in the roster is a luxury for Barcelona that cannot afford. The club thinks of Tech and Joan as the most appropriate 2 options. Although leaving would be the best offer to Stegen for regular playtime, Barcelona knows it won't be easy from his public statements. The Barcelona captain does not want to change clubs. Barcelona will offer him payment for the next year of his contract so that he doesn't accept a free transfer, can negotiate with whoever he deems appropriate for his next professional step. The club is willing to forego a transfer, an option that would prolong the saga too much, and to compensate his finances of breaking down his contract that binds the two between 2028. So Barcelona is even willing to just pay him for next season. Next 3 years after that will be he forgives, no transfer fee. You're basically now a free agent, is the approach that Barcelona want to do. But he came out saying that Barcelona is counting on Ter Stegen's understanding of the whole situation. The full explanation will be provided for him in due course. Sport then came out saying that Barcelona were unhappy with Ter Stegen's attitude late into last season. Before the second leg was to enter, he called to say he was ready, but Flick chose Szczesny. In frustration, Ter Stegen stayed at home to train alone, unlike other injured players like Koundé who traveled. This mother Walker has the audacity to call Flick, hey yo, I'm ready to start me. And then shout out to Flick for staying firm. And apparently Flick and Ter Stegen have maybe a little bit issues with the German national team. And this guy was being a pussy and a bitch. Decided not to go to the Inter game as our captain. How embarrassing. And it gets worse. Pablo came out saying that the club sees Hansi Flick as key to handling Ter Stegen's exit, since he decided the lineup and must explain to Ter Stegen that the plan is to make Garcia the starting goalkeeper, ensure the club wants respectful and a mutual farewell, but first they must complete the Garcia signing. Laporta and Hansi were seen conversation in tense tones after the Villarreal match. This may very well be due to the sudden change of the schedule as Ter Stegen decided not to participate in the speech to the fans. Barcelona board had planned for the players to speak to the fans after the Villarreal match, in which Barcelona officially left La Liga. Of course, we did this 2 years ago. I was in the stadium at the Camp Nou when Busquets and Xavi spoke, but in the end, there was no such talks, as even though the players wanted to speak to the fans, Ter Stegen shunned the prospect of talks. This led to many Barcelona board directors unhappy after a lack of consideration, showing Ter Stegen to the 50,000 fans in the stadium. This absolute freaking fraud was so shit in that game that we lost, and conceding 3 goals, they didn't even have the fucking cojones to speak to the fans and talk about the season after the game. You absolute embarrassment. Ter twat, Ter statue. This is just hindering your legacy at this club. The way you're approaching it, the way you're moving, the way you're acting, it is embarrassing. Demanding things as if you have a place to demand things. You are an employee of the club. Yes, you might be the captain. You're only the captain just based on longevity. You have no right whatsoever to ask and not to do things when being told to do it. Now, also, Mr. Romano came out saying that chances on him, leaving. He said, you never know, but what I know for now is that there's no contact with any other, Club World Cup teams, and we'll wait and see what happens with Ter Stegen's future. Is not very imminent. Luis Rojo, but Marco came out saying that with only being informed from the press, Ter Stegen returned to Barcelona on Sunday and wants to speak directly with the club before his vacation to understand the situation. So far, no one has contacted him, and the meeting hasn't happened yet because Hansi Flick and Deco are currently away. The conversation is expected to take place with the coach. So he's going to come back, of course, on Sunday. Then he wants to look and see if he can have a discussion. Following this, we got reports about European clubs being interested in Ter Stegen. I've seen City, I saw Juventus, I saw AC Milan, Galatasaray being reported by Gabriel Sanz. I think this from Kobe, though, did come out and say that Ter Stegen is ready to face the competition for being number 1 at Barcelona. For any club that has contacted his agent, the answer has been clear that he wants to stay. Very, very regular reaction here. I wouldn't lose your heads too much. Every time someone is signed, you think, oh yeah, competition, but then the club tell you, you gotta go. Usually comes to fruition. Now, having Miguel came out say that Ter Stegen's possible departure could have a knock-on effect for Hansi Flick's staff. The current goalkeeping coach, Jose Ramon de la Fuente, is currently under contract with the German goalkeeper, so the international's departure could end up affecting the future of the other one as well. Apparently, Hansi Flick really likes Jose Ramon de la Fuente. They're really good friends. He likes his opinion. He likes his company. So we'll wait and see what happens with his future following Ter Stegen. It might be linked. It might not be linked based on how Barcelona approach it. And finally, Fernando Polo came out saying that Barcelona believes they don't owe Ter Stegen an explanation for signing Joan Garcia because the squad planning is responsibility of Deco and Flick. Just as strikers cannot consult when we have signed a forward, goalkeepers can't do it either. It's up to Flick to manage the situation and explain things only if he chooses to. So again, Barcelona, I feel like Ter Stegen is being a bit entitled, which of course is 100% correct. The way he's acting, the way he's moving, is as if he's won 5 Champions League and 25 league titles. You've done jack squat in that regard. Since 2019, you've been absolutely mid upon mid. You've had some good moments, but in the going got tough, when the key moments, you flopped every single time. Yeah, you can, ball some good saves against Celta Vigo at home and also at home, but when it really got tough, when it really needed something, most of the time he didn't produce it. Of course, in that Zamora season, he did well, and especially Cup penalty shootout in La Liga as well, but in Europa and Champions League, basically non-existent, and it's time to move on from Ter Stegen. The signing of Joan Garcia, we got the here we go. Documents are signed, just wait for the release clause payment. Will definitely pave the way for the exit of Ter Stegen. It's now just really down to how he leaves. Mutual, good prospect in good conditions, or will it be all hell breaking loose, forcing him out and having huge fights? Now, a player who I thought would be virtually impossible to sell, and apparently now he has interest for him, it is Gerard Martin, according to Mateo Marito. Wolves have shown interest in signing Gerard Martin. Also, we're hearing as well Bournemouth are showing interest as well in what could be a sale For Barcelona, Fernando came out saying that Gerard Martin is on Flick's radar, but a few Premier League clubs have shown interest in him. A final decision will likely be made in the conclusion of the Under-21 European Championship. Now, Gerard Martin did break his hand in the first match of the European Championship, so I don't know if he's going to be going back and playing with, of course, a cast, or if he's not going to play at all. Of course, that'll not hinder a transfer away, per se, but this is an easy sale. I mean, I know that Flick likes him, but fucking hell, Mal. Selling Gerard Martin for Alejandro Grimaldo might be the greatest upgrade in the history of the sport. And I'm not even, there's no two ways about it. So hopefully we can pull this off. Hopefully the clubs are coming in. Apparently Barcelona want 12 million for Gerard Martin. I'm very, very firm on that. If they get their money, they'll sell him. If not, they're happy to keep him. Hopefully it's just us, you know, playing a bit of hardball. I would take 3 million for Gerard Martin. Alright, that's maybe a bit harsh. I would be looking, I would say, I think his value is between 5 to 8, somewhere around there. If we can get more, if we get double digits, fucking hell, it might be a masterclass. But we'll wait and see what happens. Again, interest is there. Barcelona are open to selling him, but are not going to be pushing him out. And again, the player decision as well will also be a key factor. Now, despite it being widely reported that we will sign a left back if we do sell a left back, Jofre Torrents with the B team is still a huge asset for Barcelona, that one they're betting on for the future. Joaquin Pereira came out saying that Jofre Torrents is seen as a long-term priority in the left back position for the club. The youngsters will complete his preseason with Flick and then develop further. They talk about long-term as if he's gonna, you know, of course we got Balde, so he's gonna have, you know, maybe him and Balde forever, but I don't think we're gonna, you know, end up selling Balde per se to, you know, start him or anything like that. But a very talented player who will, of course, spend a lot of his time next season with the B team, since he was out injured for this season for the majority of it. And again, he can't be that kind of third or fourth choice option. Very good player, and he has very similar traits to those of Alejandro Balde. I was very excited to see how he does in preseason, and definitely one to watch out for in the future of this first team. Now, players' future at the moment that is very uncertain is the future of Andreas Christensen. Miguel from AS came out saying that Andreas Christensen will leave Barcelona as the club has decided not to renew his contract despite Hansi Flick wanting him to stay. Deco is prioritizing Ronald Araujo instead. Fernando Polo kind of confirmed this as well, saying that the club is prioritizing a sale for him. They know that he has quality, but he only has 1 year left on his contract, and the reason is due to various issues that slow down his game, and the center back wants to stay. So Christian wants to stay. This could be again another situation that we saw with Nico Martinez last summer, where the club kind of wanted to sell him. He wanted to stay, but he probably would have left if the Flick didn't back him. This one we're gonna have to wait, I think, for preseason. I think if Christensen does leave, it'll definitely be in August. I don't see him leaving in June or July for sure. I think for me personally, I do rate him. I think he's a starter at this team if he's fully fit and healthy. I genuinely will die on that hill. Problem is, he's never fit and healthy. Maybe now things can change with a different perspective with how things are going. But this one, I think we'll have to wait a lot for preseason training, preseason trip to Asia, maybe Morocco as well. Wait and see if Flick approves that or not. But this one for me definitely decided in August. Understanding his 1 year left on his deal is a very good point. I'd be looking to renew him, to be honest. I'd be just give him a 1 year extension to have the security for the following season, and then go ahead. So we'll wait and see what happens with Christian. It's still a very interesting situation to deal with, but very one that will have to, you know, be kind of, you know, day by day kind of basis, and I think more so will be handled in the month of August. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. First is on the contract renewal of Frenkie de Jong, with Rochadero Mundo Deportivo coming out saying that de Jong is working to end his contract with his agent Ali Dursun after more than 15 years, an important step before starting renewal talks with Barcelona. The club is waiting for him to resolve things with his current agent and appoint a new representative. They plan to begin negotiations at the end of this month or in July. Both de Jong and the club want to continue together and have already expressed this, and so once there's a new representative, they believe a deal will be in easy reach. Frenkie de Jong essentially confirmed this. He was asked about his renewal with Barcelona, said, yes, I think I will renew. I can't say 100% for sure, but everything is going well. It should happen. He was then asked on breaking up with his agent, saying that, look, I cannot talk about it. I don't want to say things right now. I'm focused on the Netherlands, and we'll see what happens. On whether the summer renewal could happen this summer, said, I hope so. My intention is to continue with Barcelona, but I don't know exactly when it will happen. The coming years will tell, and if both sides want it, an agreement usually does follow. So he's saying, I'm going to stay. I want to stay. I hope and I expect to stay. Just now waiting for logistic purposes, and Romano confirms as well that Frenkie de Jong is close to renewing with Barcelona. I don't know how he's close without an agent, but maybe he's doing it Kevin De Bruyne style on his own. So we'll wait and see. I'm very interested to know the length of his new deal and also the conditions of it as well. But Frenkie and Barcelona continuing is basically guaranteed at this point. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Eric Garcia. Gabriel Sanz of Deportivo came out saying that Eric Garcia's contract expires in 2026. It is expected that Barcelona will address this matter shortly. Eric wants to stay at Barcelona, does not want to start the season with contract talks looming over his season. Barca is also confident of a quick resolution. I don't see his renewal being, a long-term contract. I can see it around 2 or 3 years. But again, finding a resolution before the season, I will absolutely take. The less contract renewal talks during the season, the better for me. Also, we still have to work on Jules Koundé. I've not heard any rumors about Koundé in a while. Of course, Lamine is done. Rafa's done. Frenkie's looking good. Eric's looking good. Tech's already signed. Inigo and Lua are just like whatever. But Koundé is a big one for me that we have not really heard any rumors on since, I would say, April time. So that's going to be one that's going to be probably the one that's going to be looming during the season. So we'll see what happens with Eric Garcia, but definitely one to watch out for this summer that hopefully can be done around the same time as Frenkie de Jong. Hopefully before preseason would be the absolute ideal scenario, but as long as it's done before the season begins, we will of course take it. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Pablo, Torre, Fernando Polo, and Gabriel Sanz have come out saying that Barcelona plan to extend Torre's contract beyond 2026 so that in future Barcelona may sell him with an option to buy or loan him. The player also wants to stay at Barcelona. Torre lacks minutes due to excessive high league competition despite his performances in training sessions, and thus talks are expected to begin. He's currently busy at the under-21s. Some reports suggest that Osasuna and Valencia are interested in him. Now, Torre did do an interview while out on under-21 duty saying that he's not happy with Flick with the fact that he has not played him. He feels he deserves more minutes than he got. He's actually upset when Gavi had to tell him, play Pablo Torre, because he thought that was something that the Flick should realize. We're up 7-1, why you had to bring on Gavi or you can bring on me. So he did mention that there's a bit of friction there between him and Flick in terms of the playing time. Professionally they're cool, but just that he thinks he should be playing a tiny bit more while Flick is giving him the minutes. So we'll wait and see. I am expecting some sort of departure this summer, a loan, a sale, whatever it may be. I don't think Pablo Torre will continue in this squad next season. He probably shouldn't, just because again he's not going to get any minutes, especially with now Marc Bernal coming back as well. But we could of course renew his contract or of course retain his value for the future. So wait and see what they do decide, again most likely after the Spanish under-21 Euro. Let's discuss some of the news starting in Barcelona over the past few days. First up on the registration rule, of course, when Barcelona find the loophole in the La Liga, always patch it. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that RVF will propose a change in its rule regarding registration following the Dani Olmo Victor saga, the summary of which can be approximately said as this: a player can only be registered with one team of the club per season and cannot re-register with the same club in that season except in two cases. One, if the player was released before the team official match and then rejoin. Secondly, if there's a valid reason like force majeure or specific ruling, a player can be registered up for 3 clubs in a season but can only officially play for 2 of them. The duly accredited cases of force majeure as well could include the situation Barcelona faced with Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. Also in that case, Barcelona will not have to register Dani Olmo and Pau Victor again. The CSD April 3rd resolution says it's valid. However, if only the national court accepts La Liga's precautionary measure, then the situation can revert back to the similar one of the crisis on December 31st. So bunch of mumbo jumbo, to be honest. I'm sick and tired of all these cases and stuff like that. I feel like I'm a freaking accountant at this point, supporting Barcelona. Not really my forte, but I understand the conditions and stuff like that. But as long as they're players next season, that is all I care about. So we'll see how things do turn out in terms of the new rules. But for now, Pau Victor, Dani Olmo, both registered with Barcelona. Again, Dani Olmo probably going to be unregistered now and be sold somewhere else. But Dani Olmo, of course, should be no worries with him in the imminent future. Now, speaking on Dani Olmo, we do have a big update on his fitness plan for this summer. Gabriel Sanz of Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barca is developing a tailor-made fitness plan for both Ronald Araujo and Dani Olmo. Julio Tuz, the club's fitness coach, has done an extensive muscle analysis of the players and has prepped a plan for them so they can get the best out of them in the coming season. Of course, last season, he did this with Pedri. 10 out of 10 perfection. Let's hope he can do the same here with Olmo and Araujo, and probably should be looking to do the same with Christensen as well. Very quick update, injury as well with Bernal. He is expected to be returning on July for the preseason at the start. We'll wait and see if he will be back with the first team training. He'll train on the grass lightly. Again, no rush is expected with Bernal, but he is expected to be training full preseason in July on July 13th. Specifically, we'll wait and see again how the training is. So that's going to be, of course, a huge addition. If he's fit for preseason, that's freaking phenomenal. Then he would be coming back, I think, a bit earlier than scheduled, but we don't want to rush him. But again, the fitness plan for, I think, Araujo, Olmo, and Christensen are 3 big ones that Julio Tuz needs to get on and hopefully can work his magic and get on the positive side of Barcelona. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss for an end off this video is in regards to the Barca Athletic players being involved in preseason for the first team. First is Ibrahim Diarra. Hansi Flick plans to handle Ibrahim Diarra a chance in the Barcelona first team for preseason. Diarra awaits for the opportunity to showcase his talent, and Flick will hand it to him for preseason. This of course comes with Daniel Rodriguez being out. If Daniel Rodriguez was fit, I wouldn't see Ibrahim Diarra getting his chance, but now he will get his chance with that shoulder dislocation injury to Rodriguez. Another player as well is Gili Fernandez from Sport as well. Gili Fernandez is expected to start the preseason under Hansi Flick for the first team. He will expectedly travel with the team to Asia Tour. Gili is eager to stay, although he is a bit overcrowded for his position. He reportedly has offers from Borussia Dortmund and Porto, although he's focused on Barcelona mainly now. No option has been ruled out as of now. So again, fantastic talent. We just have too many midfielders right now. Just like Pablo Torre, Gili Fernandez probably has no chance unless he really impresses in preseason. We could see somewhat of a departure this summer for him, whether it be a loan, something like that. I think he should probably do one more year at Barca Athletic, especially for his age. But those two are not the only ones. Sport also came out saying that Pedro Fernandez, Juan Hernandez, Jofre Torrents, Landry Frey, and Tony Fernandez are also expected to be under Flick in training for preseason. Ibrahim Diarra also expected to be there too, and also Gili Fernandez. So those will be the ones for me. I watch out for the Fernandez cousins, Ibrahim Diarra, Jofre Torrents. Those will be my top 4 I'll look out for. But we have some very exciting youngsters coming on preseason, and they're definitely ones to watch out for. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to first see, of course, is your thoughts on Julian Alvarez being the chosen number 9. Do you agree with that or not? Secondly, on the left wingers, if we can't get Luis Diaz, who would you go for? Are you keen on Luis Diaz or not? Thirdly, your thoughts on the left back kind of swap deal that we're facing with Gerard Martin being sold to a Premier League club and Grimaldo coming in. Are you in favor of that or not? And finally, your thoughts on the likely and difficult departure of Marc-André Ter Stegen. Do you think the Barcelona will get this, coordinated quite well, or do you think Ter Stegen will cause some troubles? Leave me all your thoughts down in the comments below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.